Coming up on the next episode.
I'm just looking at that from this angle. It looks like that is skewed. I don't know if it is, but it looks like it is. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. Now, like I said, it looks to me like that is skewed, but I can't be sure. Sure does look like it. Looking from here, so I don't think that's up all the way. It's tight both ways, so I guess maybe it's just shipped that way. I don't know. That looks all right. Again, it looks cockeyed though. I don't know. That's just my way of looking at it, or maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. I don't know. But I wouldn't think it was supposed to be. I would think it was supposed to be up, level on that. So I don't know. We'll have to find out about that. Maybe there'll be something later on about it. Good morning, YouTube. Here with you today to discuss a little problem I've had with my 3D printer. Yes, this is the same 3D printer that I made the last two videos on. I did not discuss this in those videos because I believe, it is my sincere belief, this is just an anomaly. I don't believe this is the way it's going to be if you buy one of these. I think yours is going to be just fine. Obviously, new model bugs are known to happen to cars and any kind of equipment that's manufactured and things like that. So, it's to be expected. This is, I think this is a simple mistake at the factory when it was put together and ready to pack and things like that. It was not a shipping problem, I don't believe. So, anyway, what the problem is this. Let's take a look at the first picture here. Now, what you see there is the printer the day that I unpacked it and got it out of the box and put it together. And that's exactly what it looked like, just like that. Now, if you look carefully, what we're going to do is show you a couple of different pictures. First one here is on the right side. As you can see, there's the amount of space between the top bar and the x-axis bar, which is this bar here is the x-axis bar. And if we look over here, you can see there's the amount of space between that side, and it's obviously you can see a difference there. There's quite a bit of difference in the amount of space there, and probably close to 5 millimeters, I would say, guessing, since then I have fixed it. But like I said, just looking at that, and that would cause a lot of problems because of the way a 3D printer works. And what we're going to do now is take a look at another little video I shot explaining basically these x-axes and z-axes and y-axes and things like that, and how they work together to make a 3D print. So for this part of the video, what we're going to do is take a look basically at how a 3D printer works. Now, this is a simplified diagram, obviously, but it works in planes. You have x plane, z plane, and a y plane, if that makes sense to you. For 3D printers that we're familiar with, only the x and the z moves the print head. It goes either up and down, or it goes across the print surface. That's the x-axis goes across, and the z-axis makes the print head go up and down. Now, for the y-axis, it actually moves the bed or the print surface itself front to back on the computer to accomplish its axis. So that makes it a little easier than moving that whole gantry back and forth to try to move the print head back and forth. So that's just a simple way of doing it. I think somebody figured that out, and that was what made the 3D printing more or less possible, easier, I should say. But anyway, you can see, I think, looking at it, the importance of having that x-axis level to the bed or the print surface. If it's not going to print correctly, because these micro levels of plastic that it lays out on the bed will not be correct. And the problem with the original printer as I got it, it would not print correctly. So it had to be fixed, and had to be as fixed as good as possible, and that's what we did. So let's take a look at that now on the printer itself and see exactly what we did to fix the problem. Okay, now that we have learned basically what the problem is, obviously this end here was too low, and we needed to move it up. Now it has been done now, but I'm going to show you how I did it. And it's rather ingenious. If we look up above here, let's go up and look at the top. What you see here is a belt. It's a good tight belt, and what it basically does is that side of the X-axis or Z-axis threaded rod right there is on a motor. And that motor moves in accordance to whatever the printer needs to be. You lift the head up, or the print head up or down, or whatever it needs to do. Now the belt comes over to this side, as you can see, and this threaded rod here is basically just running in a bearing down to below that it just lets it turn, and there's a pulley right there. And I don't know how well you're seeing that, but I will insert a close-up of the pulley. And I know you can't see it here, but there's 2 set screws in that pulley. Now, obviously, it's too hard to take the belt off. It's captured here for one thing. And so the obvious way of doing this, fixing this problem, so we can move this independently of the other side, is to loosen these 2 set screws and then this can be adjusted. And in turn, we can move this side of the Z-axis or the X-axis bar up and down to get it level. And that's exactly what I did. I just, like I said, I unloosened those 2 set screws. Then I turned this, because this is, like I said, down below is just a bearing and lets it turn freely. And with the pulley loose, it let it turn freely in there as well. So again, I got it level, and what I did was I took this all the way at the top of both sides. I pushed the bar up as far as it would go, and that left a gap on this side, and then I just basically had that loose, and I turned this Z-axis screw till it brought this side of the X-axis bar up to where the other side was. And once they were both topped out, I figured that was pretty good, so I went ahead and tightened up the screws on the pulley up here. And then what I did, I got out my tape measure and measured basically from the base of the printer to the bottom of the X bar, which was up at the top then, but basically to bottom of this on both sides. And I had the print head in the middle so it wouldn't get in the way. But I basically got 14 5/16. Same on both sides exactly. It was really as close as you could get it. So I was happy with that, and I figured that was good enough, and so that's how I corrected the problem. Really, it was easy after you stop and think about it just a minute or two on how to do that. And like I said, I believe this is just an anomaly. I don't believe this is indicative of what you get when you order one of these, usually. In other words, if this is I'd say this was an early production problem, and they have, I'm sure, found out the problem by now and have corrected it. Because most of the ones of the videos I see on YouTube say, you know, have the bed leveling in there, and it's all green on the bed leveling, so you know what I'm saying, it's not going to happen very often. If it does, you know how to fix it. It's not a big deal. It's an easy fix, like I said, once you understand the problem, and I hope I've explained that well. If not, I'm sorry. Be sure and ask questions. I'll try to explain it better. But again, it's just a matter of getting that X bar, this bar right here, level across the build surface on the printer. And as long as it's level, it will work just fine. And as you saw, the print quality of the prints that I made with this was outstanding. and so there is no problem with it now. And I think I'm going to be very happy with this printer. So anyway, that's all that I'm going to say about it. Also, there is another guy that I've seen now that is saying, well, he had commented on my last video that there is a manual setup for the Z-axis, and that might help my problem with the blue and the yellow numbers on the auto bed leveling. So I may try to go through that and do that. I'm not going to do a video on it, but I will let you know if it does improve it. So there you go. So I didn't really mean to make a long video for this Saturday Extra. I just wanted to basically show you what I did to fix this problem. And like I said, I don't believe this was a shipping problem. For one thing, the way they ship these is in a foam packing material, and really there's not much, you know, I don't think this slipped. It would have to slip, and I don't think it can do that. That belt's too tight for it to let it slip. So I think this was just misadjusted at the factory, and whether or not maybe somebody wasn't paying attention or whatever, let that, you know, didn't have it level, and so that was really all there was to it. So mistakes can happen. They happen to all of us. So again, not going to condemn the company. The company has been very well. Has supplied anything that you generally need. They'll you know, help you out with. And so, like I said, it's just one of those problems that creep in to new models, and you guys probably have all experienced a new model car or something like that. When you buy a brand new first year model of it, there are problems, and it takes them a while to iron out the bugs, as they say. So this, I don't believe, is a serious problem. Like I said, it's just going to be in quality assurance to make sure that x-axis bar is level, and that shouldn't be a difficult thing to do, I wouldn't think. So, all right, we're going to stop here, and that's all we're going to do. So you guys have a great day. Thank you so very much for watching, and we will see ya.